Good evening, Sir Mark Pilitro. This evening, I want to discuss to you my discussion all about Interpol. By the way, my name is Richard M. Nukil Jr. and this is my topic all about Interpol in 1923, or also known as International Criminal and Police Organization. So, Interpol in 1923 is the police forces organization that primarily manifests global or international cooperation in addressing transnational crime. So, its headquarters was initially located in Vienna, Austria, and it is what is Interpol and was founded, but at present and is transferred to Lyon, France. So Interpol is the world largest international police organization with 188 member boundaries, and it exists to help and create a safer world by supporting law enforcement agencies to combat the crime, and it aims to facilitate international police cooperation and supports and assists all organization, authorities, and services whose mission is to prevent, combat international crime. Strategic priorities: secure global communication network or 24/7 support to policing and law enforcement, especially building assisting member countries in the identification of crimes and criminals. The 7 types of notices and their objectives. So the first one is the red notice. First is to seek the arrest or provisional arrest of wanted person with a view to extradition. So and the second one is yellow notice. So it's to help and locate missing person, often minors. And the third one is blue notice, to collect additional information about a person's identity or activity in relation to a crime. So and the next one is black notice. So this is to seek information on unidentified bodies. So the next one is green notice, to provide warnings and intelligence about persons who have committed criminal offenses and are likely to repeat these crimes in other countries. So for example, dito is so yung mga drug trafficking, yung mga droga na galing sa ibang bansa, so ulit-ulit nila itong ginagawa para kumita ito ng pera. So the next one is purple notice, is to provide information on modus operandi, procedure, and hiding place used by criminals. So dito yung mga criminal na yung mga ginagawa nilang mga mali is tinatago nila sa mga underground, like laboratory ng mga shabu. So dito nila yung ginagawa at pinaprocess. So the last one is orange notice, to warn of an event, a person, an object, or a process repeating a serious and imminent threat to public safety. So this is my last topic for this is my last discussion for my first topic. So let's move on to my second topic, entitled malicious mischief, Article 3 to 7 on the Revised Penal Code. So malicious mischief is a minor misdemeanor that includes destroyed or damage to personal property of another, and there is an intentional to destroy the property of another. So dito po is ang malicious mischief ay isang pagsira ng mga bagay na hindi hindi mo dapat sisirain dahil meron itong may anong tawag dito, yung may mga property ito ng ibang tao. So pag nakakamit ka nito is makakasuhan ka talaga ng malicious mischief. So there are three elements of malicious mischief. There are three elements of malicious mischief na matatawag itong malicious mischief. So the first one is that the offender is deliberately cause damage to the property of another. So una is So may ebidensya ka talaga na may na-damage na property ng ibang tao. So the second one is that such act does not constitute arson or other crimes involving destruction. So pangalawa is dapat hindi ito na-involve sa arson or pagsusunog ng mga property. So dapat hindi kabila ang arson dito. So the last one is that the act of damaging another's property be committed merely for the sake of damaging it. So kailangan talaga yung taong gumawa nito is may ano siya, may plano siya na gawin, o hindi yung hindi yung accidental lamang, kundi sinasadya na talaga. So in order to convict someone of malicious mischief, the prosecutor must prove that the damage done to the property was not accidental. So ito nga yung sinasabi ko kanina na dapat kung makakasuhan ka ng malicious mischief o yung isang tao is dapat hindi talaga accidental, so, kasi iba yung accidental sa sinadya. So and if the offender was guilty, there is a fine the fines or multa, or will go to prison from D1 to up to 6 years, depends on the value of the property that has been damaged. So ang multa nito is magbabayad ka ng mga 600 to 1,000, or makukulong ka ng isang araw up to 6 years. So depende din ito sa halaga or property na nasira. So let's move on to the another topic. So this is my topic all about arrest. So what is arrest? Arrest is the taking of a person into custody in order that he or she may be bound to answer for the commission of an offense. So ang arrest is ini-issue ito ng mga pulisan or sa ating mga gobyerno na sa mga tao na may mga nagawang mali or krimen, kaya ini-issue ito sa kanila. So this is the principle of arrest. First is the warrant of arrest is enforceable only within a territory of the government or state issuing the warrant. So ang may karapatan nitong mag-issue is yung mga gobyerno lamang, kagaya na yung mga gobyerno yung kagaya na lamang ng mga police, so yung mga NBI. So yun. So in warrantless arrest, based on the commission of a crime, the crime must have been committed within the territory of the government or state whose agents are carrying out of the arrest. So and number 3, in arrest based on a warrant of arrest, it's not essential that the arresting officer has the warrant in his possession at the time he carries out the arrest. So this is the guidelines for use force when making an arrest. So ito yung mga guidelines para sa pag-issue ng mga warrant. So dahil may posibilidad ito na magkakaroon ng gulo sa pag-aresto ng isang tao. So the first one is sa no resistance. So kung hindi mang lalaban yung inaresto mo, so dapat huwag ka nang gumamit ng lakas para hulihin yung tao, kasi masasaktan lamang yung tao. Meron naman tayong ngayon, yung human rights violation. So para hindi kayo makakasuhan. So number 2 is resistance. So this must be the use of the necessary force to overcome resistance. So ito, ginagamit mo ito, so kung yung inaresto mong tao is may resistance, so gagamit ka talaga ng force na para para hinakdan yung tao na hinuhuli mo. So the third one is threat to officer's life. So use deadly force. So kapag yung tao is nanlaban, so tapos mayroon siyang firearms kagaya lamang ng baril or mga deadly weapons kagaya lamang ng mga kutsilyo, so gagamit ka talaga ng yung ibig sabihin na self defense para madipinsahan mo yung sarili mo. Kasi nag-aaral ka ng college ng 4 na taon, tapos nag-training ka ng 6 months, tapos papatayin ka lamang ng within 5 minutes ng criminal. So yun. Use deadly force. So use of deadly force. The excessive use of deadly force shall be avoided. The use of firearms is justifiable by virtue of doctrines of self-defense, defense of relative, and defense of stranger, and if the police has probable cause to believe that the suspect poses an imminent danger of deaths of serious physical injury to the police or other person. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina na kapag yung tao is ng laban, yung hinihuli mong criminal is ng laban, so dapat talaga gumamit ka talaga ng ng self-defense, kagaya lamang ng pagbiril ng kanyang binti para hindi ka mapuruhan kasi threat sa yung sa yung buhay. So the first one is warning shot in conducting arrest. So kapag yung tao is tumakbo or nag-attempt sa iyo ng yung para kang susunggaban or kanang kung sabi sa pa is yung ng lubaon or sa kanang tawag nun, yung may kutsilyo siya tapos bigla kang lang susunggaban, so dapat mag-warning shot ka. So police shall not use warning shots during the any police intention. So the right of the law enforcement officers to use force to extort a building to make an arrest. So nature na ito ng mga kapulisan natin na dapat kapag yung mga criminal na ito is ng laban, so gagamit talaga tayo ng force para mahuli sila. So there are two modes of arrest using forcible entry to arrest. So the first one is warrant arrest and the second one is warrantless arrest. So meron itong dalawang uri. So una, the warrant of arrest. Warrant of arrest is an order in writing issued in the name of the people of the Philippines, signed by a judge directing to a peace officer commanding him or her to arrest the person designated and take him to custody of the law in order that he or she may be bound to answer for the commission of the law, in order that he or she may be bound to answer for the commission of an offense. So yung tao na may arrest, so may imbitahan talaga siya sa custody para sagutin yung mga hinandang katanungan ng ating mga kapulisan. So essential purposes of valid warrant of arrest. So the first one is it must be issued upon probable cause which may be determined personally by a judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and the witness he may produce. So dapat mayroon itong probable cause. So ano nga ba yung probable cause? Probable cause refers to the evidence that warrants a person of a reasonable caution in the belief that a crime was committed. So dapat yung probable cause dapat yung dapat totoo na may nagawa talagang krimen ng itong taong ito. So dapat meron talaga siyang ebidensya at meron din nagpapatunay na may taong nasaktan or biktima sa krimen na ito. So the warrant must particularly describe the person to be seized. Who may issue a warrant of arrest? So sino nga ba? So the general rules on who's authorized to issue warrant arrest is the judge of any complainant or competent court in the Philippines. Execution of warrant of arrest. The head of office to whom the warrant of arrest was delivered for execution shall cause the warrant to be executed within 10 days from its receipt. So yung warrant arrest is dapat may issue mo lamang sa tagal na 10 days. So kung hindi mo ito magagamit, so may ibabalik mo ito sa judge. So within the 10 days expiration of the period, the officer to whom it was assigned for execution shall make a report to the judge. So yun, ibabalik niya ito sa judge. So who issued the warrant in case of failure to execute the warrant, he or she shall state the reasons. Therefore, the warrant is so therefore yung mag-ano ka ng jando, yung jando warrant. So the John Doe warrant is a warrant containing no specific person to be arrested, but only description based on the testimonies of the victims, of the witnesses. So yung John Doe warrant is wala talaga itong yung pangalan na binabanggit. So yung John Doe warrant is nagbabase lamang yung sa biktima na kanyang inire-report. So yung biktima is magre-report sa police, tapos yun binabanggit niya kung yung ini-explain niya kung anong itsura ng isang kriminal. So yun. So it contains the physical description of the accused, as well as another factor to be considered for the identification of the accused. So what is John Doe warrant? So ano nga ba ito? So John Doe warrant is also known as Richard Doe warrant and or John Doe warrant. Is there is an alias warrant? So ano nga ba itong, so kung merong John Doe warrant, so meron dito yung alias warrant. So yes, meron. Alias warrant refers to the warrant of arrest issued by a judge to the peace officer, and after returning the original warrant of arrest after the lapses of the 10 days sa yung may validity period. So who is a warrant officer? So sino nga ba yung officer na binibigyan ng warrant of arrest or John Doe warrant? So warrant of officer is any authorized member from the law enforcement agency, usually from the Philippine National Police, so PNP, or National Bureau of Investigation, or also known as NBI, who holds a warrant of execution within 10 days from receipt, subject to renewal in case of failure to execute the same in executing the warrant. So the following should be observed. So ito dapat natin ito inoobserbahan. So the first one is a warrant can be executed either during the day or night. So ang warrant of arrest, so pwede natin ito ma-execute gabi man o umaga. So wala itong pinipiling lugar o panahon. Kahit paulan pa yan o bumagyo, lumindol pa yan o bumangha, dapat talaga ini-execute na yan ng isang peace officer. So the second one is the person making the arrest shall inform the person to be arrested that a warrant has been issued for his arrest. So and the last one is it must be executed within 10 days from the moment it was received. So yun lamang po at maraming salamat.